back in Salt Lake City, Utah for this senior finals championship. Nadi Alvarado up against his brother-in-law, John Bike. Nadi Alvarado wearing that Anaheim Angel warm-up shirt.
He won't be wearing it any longer because tonight it will mysteriously disappear from his luggage. So I'd like to take one last look at that really unattractive red pullover, which fortunately for you and I and the rest of the 6 people watching will never see again.
You're watching this race for 8 in Salt Lake City. We're at the Sports Mall, and you can see they made this nice big room for us. And right out the window, you know, we try to situate ourselves so we can see, see the city in the most prime area. And lucky for us, this club is located just an earshot, I guess you would say, of downtown where the temple is at.
Well, we've been lucky at the last 3 cities, I believe. We were right in downtown Denver. We were right in downtown Alaska as well. It just worked out really well. The locations have been really scenic backdrops for us.
This has been a great stop. Salt Lake City, Dewey Bail Bonds, as well as Ace Outdoor, Ace Disposal, Ruben Garza, Matt Lonstalsberg, Katie, and Melissa.
Well, I'm actually, Dave, taking a look down. We're actually 35 stories up here, and it's an amazing, I mean, I'm a little bit afraid of heights, but I'm just looking down here. I mean, it's unbelievable. It really is.
It's actually kind of scary. And I'm afraid of heights. That's why I'm as close as I can get to the front of this table right here. But certainly want to thank you for tuning in to this live broadcast. Coming up after Nadi Alvarado, John Bike, we're going to catch Charlie Shanks going up against Luis Moreno, which will be interesting. John Bike here warming up as we get our referee here. John Bike having to face, 47-year-old John Bike, having to face his brother-in-law. What does John's wife, Nadi's sister, Lupita Alvarado Bike, do here? Does she just turn the broadcast off, or does she? She
roots for Nadi Jr.
Uh-oh.
That's right, I said it.
Well, I know that your wife roots for your opponents, but I didn't think it was transitive. All wives did that. Mine actually roots for me.
Huh.
I broke her of that early when I gave her a paycheck. It wasn't for my winnings, Dave.
Yeah.
The paycheck actually was, I paid her to actually root for me.
Okay.
So
John,
I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
John,
I want to thank those at home that have tuned into this live broadcast throughout the weekend, giving you streaming coverage here as we get the referee giving that announcement right now. Let's go to that referee, who is Vic Perez.
You see Nadi T. Grotto wearing his yellow jersey that he won at the U.S. Open. That's actually his only yellow jersey. Dave, I don't believe John Bike has a yellow jersey.
0 play 0.
John doesn't, but Nadi's got a couple of those because he's won a couple senior events.
Point.
And there, John knows exactly what he needs to do to get points off Nadi.
I mean, Dave, look at the size of John Bike's legs. They're just huge.
Side out.
I mean, Dave, does he have the biggest calves that you've ever seen?
That I've ever seen.
0 play 1.
I think most people around the handball circles could say the same. John is going to have troubles getting this power serve back, and it automatically double bounces there. But it was short.
Second serve.
Nadi's going to stick with it. He knows that this is what he has to do.
Short. 2 shorts.
John's just not going to put up with this immediately. He's going to say, is there line judges?
Yeah, okay. Right, yeah. Ivan, you want to be a linesman?
John did 2 things there, Dave. He said, can you call that immediately?
Right, because John doesn't want to injure himself going for a ball that is not in play.
All right, we got 2 linesmen.
Vic Perez does not know what it's like being 47, 48 years old. So that was the first thing he said. Second thing is, I need to line judge. That also was short. Nadi Jr. double faults here.
Second serve.
These guys play, of course, a lot together, Dave, in Hesperia Lake.
Well, it's usually doubles. They play very rarely do they play any singles. And that ball hit John on the way up.
2 play 0.
How awkward, Dave, is this for these guys to face off?
You know, Nadi and I room on the road, and he said he said to me last night, I mean, actually I asked him, is it awkward to play John? And he said it used to be. But, you know, it's all good right now.
I think it was probably more awkward when John was closer to his prime and Nadi also closer to his prime. Of course, now John, a lot older than Nadi.
Hold it, replay.
That's tough.
7 years, actually, and you know there's a big gap between 40 and 47.
3-0.
It's a big gap between 40 and 41. You said it earlier, the difference between some of these senior pros and the younger guys is that the seniors just can't get the serve back.
Well, you see a lot of shots during the rallies that the seniors just don't get. I mean, you see corner kills. I saw this quite a bit last night that would be either easy setups or easy re-kills for the elite players of today. But those corner kills just kind of run away from the seniors.
It's going to be
I call the
appealed.
ball short.
I think it's going to be overturned. And he didn't appeal it.
2 serves.
Yep, it was overturned, Dave. I saw it good by a couple inches.
Yeah, 2 serves. 0 play 3.
Smart shot there from Nadi.
I like that shot. John's defensive play is so good. He missed that one, though.
Well, it was the announcing curse.
Oh, and then John flat rolled it.
Side out.
My gosh, Dave, do you see that?
Beautiful shot.
Nadi actually hit that crack over there, went right into John's hand, and he rolled it flat.
3 play 0. Short. Second serve.
Dave, other than that 25-22 thriller that you and Nadi played in the first ever senior race freight, we haven't really seen Nadi pushed.
Well, unfortunately for mine, we went down early. There wasn't one person watching. We might have broke the rules a little bit, and at halftime we might have spent 5 minutes instead of 3.
So that's an unofficial match then.
Well, we don't really know, though. It just felt longer.
4 play 0.
Also a lot of talking.
Even I didn't see that one. I've been on site for every race freight and senior race freight match ever played, and I missed that one.
Well, I was thinking through my head the whole time that since we played early before the tournament started at 10 o'clock in the morning, we were there at 8. And since nobody was watching, I thought this would be the one time that I could actually pull off a win, and nobody will ever believe it.
Yeah.
Lost 25-22. I was leading 19-17.
Point.
Slow start here for Nadi, but that's been mostly because of John Bike's great play.
Two play 4.
Nadi extended to 42 minutes this morning against Andy Shad. Andy only scored 9 points, but
Side out.
Andy will keep you on your horse and he'll keep you in the court.
4 play 2.
Playing Nadi so many times, Steve, you just can't leave that Z serve to his left hand short. It's got to be parallel to the back wall, or you really are going to be heading back to receive the serve.
2 play 4. Short. Second serve. Short.
And Nadi's second double fault, and that
Call the
was
ball short.
clearly short.
Yeah, they both agreed.
Nadi argues, but then starts walking back immediately. If you really think it was good, wouldn't you stay in the
play
service
2.
box, Dave?
Well, I think he looked back and saw the thumb was pointed down from one of the line judges. He already knew that he lost. I don't think John needed to stick his hand out there. He could have gone to the back wall with that. Nadi overhit that return.
2 play 4.
Now, John had a little bit of power on that ball with his right hand.
You sound surprised.
I am.
Forward play 2. Check ball.
That ball hit John square in the back, and he actually caught it.
Forward play 2. Short. Second serve.
Somehow, Nadi seems a little distracted right now. John scores his
5
fifth
play
point.
2. Short.
Nadi and John
Second
Bike
serve.
play at the Spring Valley Lake Country Club. They play what they now call old man doubles. John Bike, Nadi Jr. versus Chris Watkins and John Robles. These guys are normally playing doubles together. And oddly enough, they haven't entered any of the Master Championships together, which I find odd because they know how to play doubles as good as any other team. But you'll see John go up with a doubles partner like Chris Watkins and win a national championship.
Play
You'll
5.
see Nadi play with Chris. You see Chris play with John Robles and win a national championship. Nadi and I played,
Short.
won a national championship. John and I played, but you won't see John and Nadi play. And there's another short call right there.
They both disagreed. So 2 serves, yeah. So 2 serves. 2 play 5. Point.
Nadi hits that laser down the right wall there. Gets a free point off of John
3
Bike.
play 5.
Scores 3-5. This is the senior final at the Sports Mall in Salt Lake City, Utah.
And you rarely see John go for that type of shot. He was just completely fooled. You know, Dave, the Klitschkos will never face one another. They'll never fight. In fact, they don't even spar. Yet here we have 2
4
brothers
play 5.
going after one another here in a senior race final.
That was an
Point.
amazing serve right there. Now Nadi's tied it up at 5.
And Dave, I know you know the Klitschkos well.
5 play 5.
Yep. They've ruined the sport of boxing.
Well, you are one of those America-only guys. You don't know that there's actually people outside of the United States who fill stadiums to watch the Klitschkos fight.
6 play
50,000
5.
strong for every fight in Germany.
Yeah. Well, David Hasselhoff sold 50,000 tickets to his last concert, too.
That's because he's good at what he does.
Okay.
He's really good at what he does.
5 play 6.
Well, I think my analogy summed it all up, didn't it?
It kind of did, unfortunately. I thought I was on the right path, and I just got shut down, played it off.
As
but
if you still were not shut down, but
Yeah.
in reality you were.
yeah, I was.
Together at
actually.
6.
We're all together here at 6. John Bike serving, and he gets that
Point.
crack, and it's going to be called a point. And I think I thought Nadi would appeal it, but he didn't. Now 7-6. That was a beautiful crack serve on the right.
7 play 6.
Let's see if John goes to the left here.
Screen ball.
John had a dodge from that. Should have a smile on his face.
7 play 6.
John Bike's mother, Maureen, and father, John Sr. That was a great hop serve,
Point.
reverse. Excuse me, natural hook from John Bike. Dave, you just missed one great
8 play
serve.
6.
Oh, I didn't miss it.
That was huge.
Short.
Look at that power that John's hitting this ball with right now. And it's making a lot of noise, too.
You know,
Second serve.
these panel courts really exaggerate how hard the ball is being hit because they echo.
Replay, replay.
John
That's
has
smart.
to be frustrated there. It was a huge setup.
Well, he could have gone left corner. I think he was trying to just go for that elite rollout down the wall.
8 play 6.
I like how the referee says 8 play 6 instead of 8 plays 6.
Short.
8 plays 6. Me love handball long time.
Oh, so you're that guy.
8
I'm
plays
offended.
6. Why would you be offended?
I'm offended.
Well, I mean, if you're going to throw out the adjectives of every sentence, you might as well. And that ball skipped. Now 9-6. John Bike just has this way of slowing the game
9
down.
plays 6.
It's truly remarkable. The only guy I've ever really seen be able to do it
Check ball.
is Chapman, besides John. And you know, you go in there and you think you're just going to blast away, and John doesn't give you the
9
opportunity.
plays 6.
He's got you off balance. He's got you hitting most of your shots from over your head. And that's been John's biggest weakness. He hits great shots and then misses easy ones.
I wish he would just take that shot right there and quit using it and go with a fish shot until he can figure out what his glitch is.
6 play
Dude,
9.
if he would just fist a punch down that wall, Naughty wouldn't have gotten it. Not a very good return. Naughty's going to put it away like he always does.
Unfortunately, Dave, our statistician is taking this match off, but I'd love to count how many errors John makes in the front court. And I would think it's going to be
play
close
9.
to 10.
Well, I've only seen 2 in this match here.
And Dave, Naughty Alvarado Jr. is confirmed for Seattle. Now, wait just a second. He's the #1 senior race for 8 star, but he'll be playing in the race for 8 only in Seattle. He comes in as the number 8 player on the season by virtue of just 2 events, a semifinal and final finish.
Well, he's not really happy about that either. He wants to play in the seniors in Seattle, but
well, he can.
He made the commitment that he would be in the R48 Pro.
Actually, today is the day to commit, and he has until midnight tonight.
Okay, well, he's already committed on email with me when he said, I'll do whatever the WPH needs.
I actually read that email.
Together at 9.
I'm going to consider that a commitment. Now you see Naughty just doing what he does here. I thought the ball was good.
I called it good.
I saw good.
You disagree with that? 1 agrees. 10 plays 9.
Naughty's on a little roll here. Naughty's unbelievable. John gave Naughty Alvarado a little opening on the right side, and Naughty took it and hit it exactly perfect. And that's what separates the elite players from the other players, is that when they have the opportunity, they don't usually miss. I mean, percentage very high. And John made another error. As soon as you started bringing up those stats, John's, now you were talking about front court errors, but John's starting to hit the ball on the ground right before the front wall again.
Well, you know, I played John, as I've said,
12 plays
a couple
9.
of weeks ago, and, you know, the great Mr. John Bike Sr. was watching us, and he said to me, you know, John Bike Sr., Dave, knows handball as well as anybody on this earth. He's seen handball for his whole life. He said, you know, John would have been a lot closer had he not made so many errors, and he was right. I think John would have probably won. John has a way of dictating the pace and the tempo of the match, and it's almost in his hand. And he has a tendency to make
13-9.
a lot of errors.
John Bike calling that timeout there after that big run from Naughty Alvarado, and then John just moving his bag completely out of the area as if to say, this is it. I'm going to give you my 9 points, and we're not playing anymore. We all know he will return, but John Bike is 47, soon to be 48 years old.
30 seconds.
Naughty Alvarado, 40. Actually 39, soon to be 40, I believe. It's a one-game match to 25. All WPH matches are.
10 seconds. Resuming play. 13 plays 9.
The men's final will be coming up, Dave, in 30 minutes.
Looking forward to that one. We've seen Charlie Shanks and Luis have really an interesting rivalry. Matches have been blowouts from both sides. We've seen really close matches. We've seen both guys really evening out the score almost every other time they play. You think Luis has Charlie's number because he beats him in 18 minutes in Alaska, 15-4, 15-1, and then Charlie comes back the very next event in Denver and holds a 10-4 tiebreaker lead on Luis before losing that match. So, you know, Charlie righted the ship quickly in just one event. And today, Dave, I think we're going to see a really good final.
Oh, I agree with you.
I don't know, Dave, that we've seen that.
3 minutes.
And we'll go into halftime here, Dave. But I don't know that we've seen that really signature match yet in this event. We've seen some really good handball, but we haven't seen that match that gets stretched into the high 20s with both guys in a match that really has everybody on the edge of their seats. Of course, Peixoto and Mulkerns was exciting. It did go down to the end. Mulkerns eventually winning 25-20 and shocking a lot of people, but we haven't had that kind of 25-23 overtime type match in the race for 8. We did see a great match with Waddy Dog Watkins and Andy Shad. But I think, Dave, that these guys are saving their best stuff for last.
Well, I think a lot of people thought that Sean Lenning versus Charlie Shanks could have been that match.
That didn't work out.
But it didn't work out at all. But this is strange, this tour. We've seen some close matches, some that went overtime. Certainly we'd think that the Shanks-Moreno matchup tonight would be one of those thrillers that we could talk about for ages, but we'll just have to see. You never know what happens with these. I heard Moreno was under the weather, and I walked out into the lobby about 30 minutes ago, about when this match started, and I saw him laying down, sleeping on one of the couches, so apparently he's not feeling good. But that's not an excuse. It just means that we're going to see either Moreno that's been rested, or we're going to see a Shanks that's going to come out firing like he has the whole tournament. He looks really fresh. This is the race for 8 men's senior championship finals. The seniors are players age 40 and older as long as they are 40 in the year that they're playing. Both of these guys qualify. Nadia Alvarado was in the finals of the senior and the R48 pros, the Elite 8 in Houston this year, where he pushed Charlie Shanks to an exciting overtime loss, but he still was a finalist, and then he won versus Tyler Hamill in the senior championship a little later on that day.
Nadi serving. 15 play 9.
Nadi back in, 15-9. Nadi tried to do a fadeaway punch slicing fist. Supposed to hit the front wall about
9 play 15.
4 inches high, and he hit it into the ground. About 4 inches too low.
Short.
John Bike really wasn't happy early with the referee not calling that short immediately.
Second serve.
And it is kind of frustrating if that's the thing that you're thinking about as a player.
Great return from Nadi. It's not easy to control that overhand spike, Dave, because a lot of times you overhit it and you're aiming about 4 feet high in the front wall and you end up hitting it 8 feet high.
Yeah, it's also kind of somewhat unorthodox. I mean, I think people on the outside think handball players play like that all the time, but you really don't hit that shot a lot. And when you do hit it, you always hit it too high on the front wall. Nice get right there from John Bike.
It really comes down to the snap of the wrist. If you don't get the perfect timing on that, you will sail it. Very much, Dave, I would think like a pitch, where if you don't get on top of it, that ball is going to be high in the zone. You have to really kind of snap and get down and stay down on it. I know they talk about getting on top of your curveball.
Well, I've been doing that shot a lot lately just because I'm playing old man doubles up front, and I just realized more of my game is serve and stay up front as much as possible, and I've had that opportunity, and I've found out for me personally that I'm just aiming about 6 to 8 inches off the ground because I'm overhitting it. It's not effective. John looked like he pulled his calf there, but
17, play 9.
now you see Nadi Alvarado pulling away here at 17-9. Nadi going for a crazy offensive shot to the right corner.
9, play 17. Short. Second serve.
Thought John had Nadi completely off there. There's a screen, no call. John's able to flip it back. Nadi has a huge setup. And then he hits a crack
Side out.
off that left side wall. John's desperately trying to get a couple points on the board here. If John's able to do it, let's say bring this to 12 to 17, it becomes respectable again.
17, play 9.
Nadi's giving John a ton of chances in the server's box, and John's just not executing. I
9,
think
play 17.
this is about 6 tries with John scoring no points.
Short.
See what John does here on a second serve.
Second serve. Seventeen, play 9.
Score should read 17-9 on the scoreboard.
Good return there from John. Like that soft 3-wall wraparound. A lot of players, Dave, hit the wraparound a little bit too hard and it's not as effective. Great dive there from Nadi.
Point.
John kicks it into play and then acts like he was still in play.
Dave, this has been a high quality match here. I think we'll see a glove change from Nadi Jr. or a towel timeout.
Wow, you're right. Nadi serving here now 18-9.
Nadi looks really fit, Dave. Just standing next to him. I mean, he looks chiseled. Looks good. John, of course, looking the best I've seen him, Dave, since maybe he won his last USHA 4-wall national singles title in
2003.
Against
18, plays 9.
Richard Valenzuela. I mean, excuse me, that was against Tony Huante. No, I'm just joking.
So are you going to give an answer? Or you're just going to joke around then?
I thought it would be best just to joke around.
called it
Okay, so
good.
you have no respect for the question, is what you're saying.
What'd you see?
No, I have
Or
respect.
John Bike,
both
who's a
agreed.
Hall of Famer.
No, I have complete respect
Well,
for
it
John.
doesn't sound like it.
I have a
because-
lot of respect for the question.
Yeah.
It's just the person asking the question.
9,
I
plays 18.
totally
Okay.
disrespect.
Yeah.
9 serves 18.
Short.
Well, he beat Tony Healy.
Okay. And as a bonus question,
In a
'cause I know-
tiebreaker, in a
well,
tiebreaker.
what was
Second
the
serve.
score of that tiebreaker? Just for a bonus
11
question.
to 9.
It was 11-2. So you won't get any cherry on top of your sundae, but you will get your sundae.
Well, yeah. That'll be my third one. When I do eat it, it will be the third one.
Headband change. 1 minute.
Nadi Alvarado asking for a headband change, and he's going to get it. 1 minute timeout here from Victor Perez. I've seen the referees often, Dave, and I know that you're the head referee here, would say, yeah, you can change it, but just do it quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it takes you to do it, but no longer than 1 minute. Some of the players think this is the time that you're going to get water and start talking to the crowd.
It shouldn't be, though.
Nadi just wants to get the headband, that's all. And I don't mind this rule as long as you can keep it around 30 seconds.
Resuming play. 10, plays 18.
John's into double digits.
18 plays 10.
Believe that he's the first to do that.
Well, Dave, I think we already talked about you scoring 22. So
No, I mean in the finals. Nadi seems to.
Well, how many did Tyler Hamill score in the finals in Houston?
I don't believe it was double digits.
I've never seen Tyler Hamill lose that badly in my life. So
you
you're
just
saying
went underneath the
10
knife
plays 18.
today for that torn labrum, and
yeah.
he was playing one-handed there. So now 11-18. John could peck away at this score.
You know, 11
plays 18.
There's a lot of handball left to play in these 25-point matches. You know, when you've got 18, you're only about 75% of the way there. It's not like when you're playing to 21 and you're almost at the finish line. And there's another air there from John. He couldn't ask for a better opportunity than that, Dave.
I think John needs to bend down just a little bit more on those shots. He thinks he can do it with all wrist and arm, but
18 plays 11.
he needs a little bit more than that.
Great serve from Nadi. Huge setup. And John anticipates that nicely, but he's out of position.
Check ball.
John was leaning that way.
I don't know why Nadi doesn't just go power down the left. I mean, there's no reason to even risk hitting John there because John's completely out of position, particularly being in front of him there. I mean, Nadi blasts that ball 3 feet high in the front wall and the point's over.
18 plays 11.
Nadi could have easily won the point just by hitting it down the left. But that's not Nadi.
Short.
That's a short ball. Oh, it's short by 3 inches.
Yeah, they both agreed. Second serve. Short.
And that's Nadi's third double fault of this match, Dave. Is that a record? I know you keep track of double faults. I can't remember seeing a guy
18.
double fault 3 times in one match to 25.
Not since Desi Keegan was playing. But yeah, third in one match, and it's only a 1-game match to 25.
And it's not over. I mean, at this rate, Dave, he's going to have at least one
Check the
more
ball.
double fault if he stays on the same path.
18 plays 11.
Score here is 18-11. You heard that from the referee. We're going to 25. You have to say this is respectable.
Well, it's very respectable.
The score line from John Bike. I mean, he has 11 against Nadi. That's not something that you can do in a. Can't do that easily.
Nineteen plays 11.
Nadi brings that to 20-11 here.
Twenty plays 11.
Wow.
Point.
Best serve of the tournament right there. Nadi mouses that ball off the right wall. Head fakes to the left, mouses to the right.
21 serves 11.
Now we're at 21-11.
Hold it, replay, replay.
John's right.
Thought John would come out and make a little argument here with the referee, and then John places his finger against his head and pulls a trigger.
21 plays 11.
Oh, wow. Crowd likes it. Might see a little handshake there. Nadi was reaching over to maybe possibly give a handshake to John Bike, but John didn't want any of it.
11 plays 21.
He denied the nod. 11-21.
And
I
I've never
like that
seen
shot.
John use that shot.
Well, that's his 3-wall shot.
Okay.
But he doesn't use it because he had that torn rotator cuff. And that's the one that you have to kind of load up for. It always scares you a little bit. If you hit it as hard as you can, it doesn't hurt.
21.
You kind of finesse your way through it. That's when you feel a lot of pain. Great hop right there from John, but Nadi just reverses it back. John felt a little momentum there.
Twenty-one plays 12.
And Dave, John Bike,
Hold it, replay.
I don't know
replay.
about that, but John Bike defeated Dan Armijo today. His best ever senior race freight win. In the semifinals, he was down 9-0 in that match, came back to take a 15-14 halftime lead, and then I believe won that match 25-17,
17, I think.
21 plays 12.
There's a broken ball, Dave.
No, I think it, yep, you're right.
Broken ball.
Was it the sound that you heard there?
Yes, it was.
Anthony, can you give me a ball, please?
Yeah, it was 25-16. That Dan Armijo John Bike match.
Is that okay?
John Bike on that match against Dan Armijo went on a 23-6 run. Something like that, or a reasonable facsimile thereof.
No, I know. They're going to go get
Well,
the
it was a huge run, that's for sure.
Well, 23-6 is pretty darn good
Yeah.
against a world champion who's only just a couple years older than you. It's an interesting run for John. He's playing a guy that's about 8-9 years younger, 8 years younger. And then he had to play in the previous round a guy that was 3 years older. Maybe that might not seem too interesting to an elite player like yourself, Dave, but Nadi Jr. serving here. And the crowd is starting
All
to
right,
pack
resuming
into
play.
this sports mall.
21 plays 12.
One of the handball players said, that, you know, this actually used to be a mall. And you're sitting in the spot where Victoria's Secrets used to be.
Well, you're used to that.
Well, I'm like, and there's what?
Yeah. Dave, you see John making another front court error. That's 6.
22 plays 12.
This match would be a lot closer if he could tighten up his game just a little bit. And you expect against Nadi
Nice
Jr.,
call.
Dave, that he's going to get either ace serves or first strike kills at least 15 points out of every 25-point match. So you know that basically
23
you're going to
plays
have to get
12.
him into a rally and win the majority of those rallies.
John's just able to make the craziest defensive shots. Nadi's 1 point away from winning his 3rd straight senior championship.
Twenty-four match point serves at 12.
Here it is, match point.
Short.
And Dave, John hops up on that. Is it a calf or
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
is that a cramp that he gets there? Or is that some sort of pulled muscle that he has? I asked Dave because we're going to be seeing John again in 2 weeks in Seattle, and you know,
Second serve.
sometimes these injuries don't resolve themselves in such a short amount of time.
Nice match.
And there it is. John Bike loses to his brother-in-law, Nadi Alvarado Jr., who wins his 3rd straight senior championship by the score of 25-12. We're going to take a quick break. We have the men's finals, the marquee match, coming up in about 12 minutes. We want you to stick close here for Dave Fink, Linda Manning, Justin Garrad. My name is Dave Vincent. Stay here at racefor8.com.
It's Timothy Green's first day at school.
What's in there? He's about to fall over.
Anything he might need. There's a box of tissues on the bottom and some Band-Aids. There's a whole first aid kit, actually.
Mom, I can handle it from here.
You don't have to be perfect
Have a great day.
That's too much pressure.
Have the day you have.
to be a perfect parent.
There are 2 people in the world who want you more than anything. They'll make some mistakes, but they will love you more than you can ever imagine.
There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
Rethink what you know about this Vegas icon. Elevate your expectations at the Stratosphere Hotel, Casino, and Tower. See what's new, up, down, and all around.